this is Manindrabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Naka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Grove Resort, and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. This is FBC News. Tonight, two Team Fiji football players bound for the Olympics drop due to indiscipline. Fiji and other Pacific nations face challenges in accessing climate change funds. And Fiji signs multi-million-dollar loan deal with ADB. Team Fiji has been dealt a major blow as two players from the national under-23 football side have been dropped due to indiscipline. Team Fiji chef de mission Kathy Wong confirmed to FBC Sports that Kolinio Sivoki and Sakurai Naisua have been axed from the 18-member squad after breaking camp last weekend. It's alleged they broke camp to go out partying. New Zealand-based Joseph Turangambethi will be their lone replacement and is expected to join the team tomorrow.
Unfortunately, after the naming of our team, we had two of our players who went out and broke camp rules, and rules are put in place for the benefit of the whole team. The Fiji football team met together as a management team, and with the breaking of the rules, they have decided to drop the two players, and the two players are Sakurai Naisua and Kolinio Sivoki.
Meanwhile, Fiji FA has confirmed Sivoki and Naisua have been suspended from all levels of football and are expected to appear before the Fiji FA disciplinary committee later. The government will open 8 more technical colleges around the country as it hones in on providing tradesmen and women the opportunity to gain qualifications in the work they already do. This was the message from the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama as he officially opened the Nandronga Technical College in Dhuvu this morning. Madimbolai Tamana with this report.
It's an initiative the leader of government says that will harness Fiji's status as an educational society of the future.
Young people are inherently optimistic. They see their lives ahead of them and a world of possibilities unfolding before them. We need to nurture and reinforce that optimism.
He says it is vital that those who did not complete their high school education have a second chance at life with trade skills that will offer employment opportunities.
The opportunity to develop skills in the areas of mechanical engineering, in the areas of carpentry, cooking, woodworking, and many other fields. Skills that is as important to the development of our economy as any other field of study.
Government will open 8 more technical centres like this one in Nandronga around the country, and the message from the Prime Minister could not be more assuring.
I challenge you all to explore your curiosities, deepen your knowledge, and better yourselves through education. The opportunity is right here in front of you, and its doors are wide open.
A total of 320 students are currently enrolled at this Dhuvu campus, many of whom will graduate in May next year. The campus will take its next lot of students this September. Madhyambolai Tamana, FBC News.
Minister for Economy Aya Said Qayyum says accessing climate change funds is a bureaucratic nightmare. He made this statement while speaking at the Pacific Update conference earlier today. Ali Kimbia has the details.
To be able to fight climate change, the Fijian government has raised its concern on its officials not having enough knowledge on how to access climate funds.
You can access some of these funds through grants, you can access some of these funds through soft loans, but there's a number of permutations through which you can actually put together proposals, but there's very little knowledge about it.
Fiji, being the face of climate change, Syed Qayyum says it is vital for government officials to know procedures that are in place.
But in order to do that, you need to be able to access the funds. And in order to do that, you need to know how to navigate through this maze of accessing funds. So it's this capacity building that is very, very critical.
Meanwhile, the Australian government will continue to provide its support to the Pacific to reduce the impact of climate change.
We're investing heavily in climate change adaptation in the Pacific with an aim to reduce the impact of climate shocks at the household, community and the country level.
From next month, government will start off informal sessions that enable state officials from all Pacific Island countries to know more about climate funds. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Fiji signed loan agreements with the Asian Development Bank and the World Bank today of $50 million each. While signing the two agreements this morning, Attorney General Syed Qayyum says the funds will support the tropical cyclone Winston rehabilitation efforts in building stronger homes and schools. Ellen Stolz reports.
Attorney General Syed Qayyum says one of their major priorities is rehabilitation development and doing this in a cost-effective manner, be it for homes or schools.
And the idea would be to see how we can cluster up tenders, because if you give individual schools out, it may not necessarily be viable for one large construction company to just go into one school. But if it's in a sort of one common area, they may be able to get a tender for 10 schools. So in that way, we get a better sort of pricing.
The ADB loan has a 20-year term, including a grace period of 5 years at an interest rate of 1.3% per year. ADB Regional Director of Pacific Sub-Regional Office in Fiji, Robert Johnsley, says the loan will help to restore livelihoods and priority infrastructure.
That reflects the confidence we have in the government's reconstruction programs. And I also just want to say that while they are loans, they are very cheap loans. The interest rate is about 1.4%, so that's far cheaper than Fiji would be able to get on the market.
Syed Qayyum says the government will also be looking at ways to effectively use the money in the reconstruction effort.
Of course, we are trying to encourage more construction companies to come in, more partnering up with the private sector, which will see us expedite the reconstruction process.
ADB is also extending the $50 million emergency assistance from its ordinary capital resources. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
A woman appeared in the Nasinu Magistrates Court today. She is alleged to have raped and assaulted her 14-year-old daughter and was remanded in custody. She has been charged with rape and assault. The alleged offence took place earlier this year. The name suppression of the woman was granted by Magistrate Charles Ratakele, who transferred the case to the Suva High Court. The particulars of the offending incident were not read in court. The case will be recalled on the 29th of this month. Coming up on FBC News, baby warmers to help hospitals around the country. And prank calls worry Consumer Council of Fiji. Stay with us.
I love listening to Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy. I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah. I live in Nasinu. Today FM rocks. My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ulonila. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks. We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Baby warmers donated to the Health Ministry today are expected to boost services provided for newborn babies delivered at the 3 major hospitals in the country. Health Minister Chonio Sumate says the donation of medical equipment by Charity First Sydney Incorporated and General Electric Healthcare is very encouraging. Savara Tumbua has more details.
These baby warmers will boost the services provided for more than 20,000 babies delivered a year.
Absolutely critical to the proper use, to the maintenance and longevity of the equipment. So thank you once again for the unexpected, enormous and generous, very generous gift that you have brought to our people and to our children. Thank you for your kind gesture to our very own Fijian colleagues and families here at home. You have left our shores, but you still have come back. Yeah, so I think Fiji still lives on in your heart.
The donations is worth more than $100,000 and was collected amongst Fijians who are members of the charity First Sydney Incorporated in Australia.
The members actually dig their hands into their own pockets to provide funds for it. They work tirelessly around the clock with friends, relatives and whoever they know to raise enough money that we do have in the funds, and the entire funds are generally used for a project.
These warmers will be fully utilized by babies. Out of the 20, 11 will be used here at the CWM hospital, while the rest will be distributed to other health facilities. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Minister for Women Rosie Akbar today held talks with women during the Women in Business Forum in Suva today. Akbar says women are very capable business owners and leaders, and their contribution needs to be appreciated. Also part of the forum was the Indonesian Minister for Women, Professor Dr. Johanna Susana Yembis. The Indonesian minister says her country is ready to help in advocating for and supporting the empowerment of all Fiji women entrepreneurs. The Fijian government is committed to women realizing their full potential and has committed funds to the ministry to allow women to develop their skill and be able to contribute to the national economic growth. The Consumer Council of Fiji's recently launched consumer helpline has already received around 100 calls. While around 75 calls were genuine, the council is concerned with the number of prank calls being made by the consumers. Pranita Prakash has more.
The Council's helpline was launched last Thursday with an aim to provide a platform for consumers to raise their grievances with the Council from any part of the country. While there are positive indications that people are aware of the toll-free helpline, there are some callers who are abusing the service.
So far we've received 75 genuine calls and 35 prank, blank, testing calls. But from the morning, like it's a Monday morning, we have received about 18 calls. And it's more to do with landlord tenancy, it's to do with insurance policies, like people want more details and they want to know where they can lodge their complaint. So they're seeking advice and also expressing some of the concerns they have on hand.
Kumar says the Council will continue to monitor the calls coming through the helpline.
If we continue to monitor for another 6 months, we'll be able to establish how many calls were non-genuine. And if we find that there were a lot more non-genuine calls and the Council is not able to sustain the cost of consumer helpline within the allocated budget, so in that situation, the Council is going to make a recommendation to the government that the calls will be based on 50-50. In other words, 50% will be paid by the Council and the other 50% will be paid by the consumer.
The consumer helpline number is 155 and can be used across all 3 telecom networks. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Stray animals have always been a concern around the country, especially in the stretch of road from Nandronga to Nandi. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Gilio says they're restructuring and looking at their traffic police to address some of the issues that they're facing. One of the problems has been the increase in stray animals on our roads.
And the good news is we've finally got in .22 ammunition that has been sold by one of the licensed hardware shops, and that is the first lot we've brought in since 2006 that we've allowed to come in. So we have the ammunition for culling of those animals, and there are other issues that we can look into to make the roads safer.
Gilio says they're looking at enhancing traffic enforcement through integration, collaboration and partnership. A shortage of ambulances is currently a concern across Fiji. Minister for Health and Medical Services, Choneo Sumate, says the Health Ministry is trying its best to enhance its ambulance services. He says pickups for ambulances from home to a medical facility are something that's done by Fire Authority and St. John.
We have issues with ambulances. It's something that we're looking at the ministry to how we can try to enhance that particular service. We might need to, at the moment, within the Ministry of Health, Our own ambulances are responsible for transfer from one health facility to another health facility. That's an area that we need to strengthen. We are trying to identify ways in which we can get more ambulances.
The Health Minister visited the Nausori Hospital and CWM this week to hold talks with medical officers about enhancing medical service delivery. Now to sports, and we join Jamie with all the very latest.
Nakazaki, and good evening. After the break, we have more in the build-up to the Rio Olympics. And countdown begins for Super Marathon. Stay with us for this and more.
आपको खरगंगा की रंजिला का नमस्कार। रेडियो फिजी की सुंदर सुंदर यादों का खजाना एकदम बचपन के दिन याद करा देते हैं।
हमारा नाम जोनी नायडू है, हम रहता है मलोलो में और हम टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। हम सब टाइम अपन टैक्सी में रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता प्रोग्राम।
हम सिंगाटोका के हैं, हमारा नाम है रोजी। हम लोग यहाँ पे रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता है।
राम राम, मैं रेमस प्रसाद बोलता हूँ, तब होता मैं कोई रहता हूँ। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 ही सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Fiji Sevens captain Jose Colinisau is all but confirmed to be flag bearer for Team Fiji at the Olympic Games in Brazil next month. Team chef de mission Kathy Wong says they're waiting for the International Olympic Committee to endorse Colinisau, who has been an outstanding leader and great player for the national sevens team.
The management has made a decision now. I flicked that up to the EB for endorsement. We will not be marching, but the men will definitely be marching at the opening ceremony. So that gives you probably a fair indication of who the flag bearer will be.
Athletics Fiji's Leslie Copeland, archery's Robert Elder, and weightlifting Fiji's Apollinia Vaivai were also nominated. While the Fiji Sevens team will be the top seed at the Olympics next month, the side knows to expect competition at a whole new level. The team moved back into camp today for the final 2 weeks of preparations, with eyes set on achieving one final goal for the season. Rohit Deo tells us more.
The 13 players selected to represent Fiji at the Olympic Games know very well the responsibilities they carry on their shoulders. The next 2 weeks will be crucial.
I'm really excited about the group we've got, and really looking forward to get some guests in the bank in these 2 weeks and get our tournament going in our first game in Rio.
Fiji is the top seed in the tournament, but the captain says they are not even thinking of the top leg.
We cannot rest on our laurels on winning back-to-back series start, because now every team is gunning for a goal, and every team has gone on and prepared really well. They'll be watching footage of our series win on the last 2 years, and I think they'll come up with plans thinking that they can control our team.
Coach Ben Ryan says he has achieved all the things he had planned for so far, but the biggest one is yet to come.
I have very high standards. I came to Fiji with a very simple 2 goals to get Fiji back to being the world power that I knew they could be, and have consistency at that level, and that's what we've achieved. And the second thing then was to go as world #1 and #1 seed into the Olympic Games and win a gold medal, and we've achieved 2 parts of that, and we've got 1 part left, a pretty big one.
The team will be in camp for another 2 weeks before they depart for Argentina on the 26th of this month. Side stays in Argentina for 9 days. The tournament begins on the 8th of next month. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji Sevens live wire hooker Tasa Verumalua has been a consistent standout player for Fiji throughout the 2015-2016 season, and even won the DHL Impact Player of the World 7 Series. However, according to ever-observant national coach Ben Ryan, Tasa wasn't always the cream of the crop representing Fiji, but the progress he has made over the last 2 years has made him one of the world's best. Rohit Deo with the story.
Well underneath it. It is moves like this which has got Jasa Verumalua and the Olympic Games team.
Fiji. Oh, it's inside. Verumalua.
Yes, I'm excited. Honestly, about hearing Ben, the one-to-one yesterday, that giving me the green light to go to Rio.
Coach Ben Ryan has been impressed with Veramalua's progress.
So in many ways, he's pretty lucky because he's gone like this. My last tournament for England was he was playing in the Rugby World Cup 2013 sevens in Moscow, and I watched those tapes and he was okay, nothing more than okay. And as he came in as my first year, again he was all right. He was a decent international player, but no more. And he's just been going like this, like a rocket.
Veramalua has played 123 matches for the Fiji 7 side, scoring 51 tries. Rohit Dev, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Fijianas will also be carrying the hopes of the nation when they compete at the Olympics next month. Under the guidance of Chris Cracknell, the side, which has been a work in progress, has also been putting in the hard yards ahead of Rio. Rohit Dev reports.
The Fijiana squad have progressed in Women's World Series, achieving higher points compared to the previous seasons. With the young squad, the side is aiming high.
There's some under 18s being part of our teams, and I'm really happy they've been performance well. And the help from the boys team, we've been training with them, and they really give us a lot of improvement from us, from our mistakes.
Coach Chris Cracknell has seen changes in the squad since he joined last year and is optimistic of their chances.
It's been an incredible journey with these girls, especially with some of the under-18s who we brought through over the course of the year. And last night was by no means feat an easy thing to do. And certainly the 5 girls that weren't lucky enough to be selected took it very well.
Fiji's best finish in the series was 4th place in the 2013-2014 season in China. Fijiana is pooled with Australia, USA and Colombia at the Olympics. Rohit Dev, FBC Sports.
More than 1,000 runners are expected to participate in the Island Chill Suva Marathon on Saturday. Suva Marathon Club Vice President Sandeep Narayan says interest continues to build for the event. Meli Tavanga has more.
The Suva Marathon is increasing in interest for international runners, with more participating in the race each year.
So basically people can turn up on the day before 7:30 a.m. and run. The full marathon starts at 5:30 in the morning. The half marathon starts at 6:30 in the morning, and then the team event at 7:30. The fun run starts at 8 a.m. and registration closes at 7:30. Registration for all other events have closed, and we have about 100 runners for the full marathon, 110 for the half marathon, 440 for the team marathon, and we're expecting anywhere between 300 to 600 for the fun run.
Ryan says last year's winner for men's and women's are to look out for, as they will be back to defend their titles.
Well, in 2014 and 15 we had Anna Cowley. She won the full marathon for the ladies event, and we had Ramil Kumar. He won the full marathon again 2014 and 15 for the male event. So those two will be the ones to look out for.
He says this is also a good chance for individuals to participate in health activities, since NCDs is on the rise. Narayan adds that the Suva Marathon offers race types to cater for all abilities. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports this evening. Jack is up next with business.
The Prime Minister and Minister for Sugar, Vorenge Bainimarama, says the government will introduce new reforms in the sugar industry to ensure it gets back fast on its feet following the devastation of Tropical Cyclone Winston. Bainimarama says the introduction of former ANZ CEO and Civil Service Chairman Vishnu Mohan as the new chairman of the Fiji Sugar Corporation will boost government's bid to get these reforms working on the ground.
As we announced yesterday, we are lucky to have Mr. Vishnu Mohan serving as our new Fiji Sugar Corporation chairman. With him coming on board, the budgetary allocations to the industry, we will be announcing more reforms in the sugarcane industry, specifically targeted at improving services to sugarcane farmers and at helping them deal with rehabilitation in the wake of Cyclone Winston.
It was a settled day with mostly sunny skies across Fiji. The south winds will bring about a cold night. Lambasa was the warmest at 32 degrees, while Ba followed at 28. The rest of the centres were cool in the higher 20s. For tomorrow, the sunny conditions will continue with cloudy skies and occasional showers about the southern and eastern parts of the main islands. And we're looking ahead to Wednesday. We're to expect sunny conditions under hazy skies. At sea, southeast winds gusting up to 20 knots, moderate to rough conditions. And recapping the main stories for tonight, 2 Team Fiji football players bound for the Olympics have been dropped due to indiscipline. Fiji and other Pacific nations face challenges in accessing climate change funds, says the Fijian government. And Fiji has today signed a multi-million-dollar loan deal with ADB. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Results from last week's poll question, we had asked, can the Fijiana win gold at the Rio Olympics? 61% answered yes. This week's question, is the Fiji Sevens team named for the Olympics the strongest ever? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.
Alango Katonesia Tuatua, Awangonia Saurara, although we'll take you on a TV and a market Tawa. Although Talitana, Warrona, Bula FM, and Nambandu and a set.
Pulamana Viti, Nadango Palacio Materia, one of my Nanan Bula Tabiuni, Ausatunga Nandi, and the Talita in Warrongo and a Bula FM. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.